What's going on, guys? I hope you're all doing great. We have an insane account to look at today. Honestly, one that a lot of players have been asking for updates on over the last few years. Now, back in 2023, I did several videos on this account. The very first one was August 2nd. Now, what happened is there was a champion chase tournament going on, which is essentially where you open up shards, you get points based on the rarity of champion that comes out. There was a player named player 129, which if you change your language to say Spanish, that player name changes. That only works with brand new or users who've never changed their name. If you change it, that no longer works. So a player who had never changed his name, but assumably spends tons and tons of money, decides to push in these tournaments. Seemed very suspicious. Now, in this event, 15,000 void shards over the course of a weekend. To give you an idea of what that would cost, if you did $2 per void shard, which is not at all what was happening here, that'd be $30,000. More realistically, what was happening is a massive purchase of void shards, and the rest was just ancient shards most likely, because you can't buy an unlimited supply of void shards. But let's say it was, say, $4 per void shard. You're looking at between $30,000 and $60,000 spent over the course of a weekend, which was insane. I honestly thought it was mind-blowing because you can see the other whales. 600,000 points at the very top with player 129, and the rest were around the 150 to maybe 220,000 range. And that is a lot of points for these events, especially when you compare players nowadays or typically maybe get 10,000 points at the max, and that's pushing it. So somebody who was just blowing everybody else out of the water was unheard of. Well, that was August 2nd. If we look into the future at August 13th, we see him back again. This is a different event. This event, he pushes 627,000 points. Guys, not only is this insane for the amount of money that was spent, but the amount of time that it takes to do this is also crazy. I have the test server access. I could open up 20,000, 40,000, 50,000 ancient shards. However, I don't want carpal tunnel. I also don't want to just let my mind rot opening up all those ancient shards. But this player put in the work and opened all of those shards. Now, if you've never tried to open that many shards, some issues you run into is filling up your champion space, feeding your champions, and at that time, I don't believe we had the instant level up either. And even if we did, you can't instant level up your rare champions. So this is a very, very, very time-consuming task. However, he did it. He got it done and pushed up 600,000 points on the leaderboard. That was August 13th. Fast forward a little bit more, September 12th, a month later, there he is again. 168,000 points once again in a champion chase tournament, player 129. So we have multiple tournaments. I did some videos talking about how this could be red flags for future events. I was convinced that this could be money fraud. It could be a Plarium employee. Players were convinced that. It could be an oil prince. There was all kinds of things that it could have been. But in reality, it was actually just a player who wanted to open up a lot of shards and collect a lot of champions, which I found out a little bit later on. So skipping past this, let's move on to the number one Kraken and raid video. Basically, this is where I was sent some screenshots of his account, which whenever you open this many shards and you well this heavily, this is a Taras. Wait, I got the same jacket. What the heck? Hey, I'm rocking the same outfit. A little bit smaller on the screen than then, which hopefully is an upgrade. But that Taras back then with that gear is even more crazy because there's a few things that has to happen. If you're whaling on shards, it doesn't always mean you're whaling on other stuff. I've been into plenty of accounts that have top of the line champions with bottom of the barrel gear because they just don't do the dungeon stuff. They just love opening the shards. This account was different because this account not only spent the hours and hours and hours it takes to open the shards, but also spent the hours and hours and hours it takes to gear champions for dungeons, gear champions for content. This account had some really fast dungeon teams, which I will show you guys in just a moment how they look nowadays. Now, all that stuff takes a ridiculous amount of time as well as money. My estimation in this video was $200,000 spent over the course of his playtime. Little did I know, this guy had much less playtime than what I actually thought. So for some comparison, in that video, I said my account had spent $15,000 over 3 years. I want to have transparency. It's not a weird flex. I don't think you should spend as much money as I have. Definitely not, but this is a job for me. Either way, I'm not going to try to justify it. But the amount of money I spent, I don't recommend it. But for some context, my account now, I've spent about $20,000. And I want to do a side-by-side comparison between his and mine. And then we'll dive into his, of course, deeper, just so you can get an idea of how much money is actually spent and how much time actually takes to do this account. So this estimation, I had said like $600,000 spent. It was an insane showcase and one of my most requested update videos. This was in October 15th of 2023. And today, we're back doing that update. So player 129, let's look at my account real quick, just as a comparison. Real quick comparison because this is peasant stuff, basically. My account, what even is this, guys? I said in the previous video that my account looks free to play compared to his. I never said my account was free to play. Some of the most popular comments was, there's no way you're free to play with $20,000 spent. Of course not. It just looks free to play, and you're gonna see what I mean when I compare it. So a few things you need to keep in mind. One, this is my Rotos. I think he's pretty well built. I was proud of him. I was proud of him. I still am proud of him. It's all relative. This is my Siphi. She's in special sets, so it's kind of difficult to compare it one-to-one. But my He-Man, pay attention to his damage stats, okay? Also, I started playing. I finished the tutorial in 2019. That was on this account. This account was started a little bit after my original account, but 2019 is when I started the tutorial. Now, if we jump over into player 129's account, we can see that his champions look a little bit different. So for a little bit deeper comparison, pay attention the most to my +4s. I have one +4 champion. If we look everywhere, 1 + 4, my Ray. I have a empowered Void champion. Other than that, not a whole lot of empowered champions. Voids are the most difficult to empower because those champions are only available from Void Shards, whereas other champions, you can get them from Ancients as well as Sacreds and now Primals, but back then, Primals were not as popular, I don't believe. But if you look at his account, the player 129 account, we can see that there's far more than a measly 1 + 4 champion, which is still pretty impressive in my opinion. But not only that, if we look at the Void champions specifically, there is 3 +4 Voids that are not a free champion whatsoever, 1 + 4 champion who you get the champion for free, +3 Arbiter, multiple Acrisias. We only care about the legendaries though, so let's just go legendaries. There is a ton of S tier champions here. A ton of them. Matter of fact, the craziest thing is, I don't know if he got rid of them, but there's only one Visix, and the Lydia is not empowered. So unlike me in my account, where I have a +3 Lydia, his account somehow was dodging the Lydias. Boosted rates? I don't know. Either way, we have a Hegemon, which is super amazing. I'm going to love to play with this champion. Actually, another copy of Hegemon as well. These are just the Void champions, though. If we look at just all the legendaries, you're going to see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of 13 +4 legendary champions. Now, the other video I did, I said there was 124 +4 champions. There is more than that now. But with the addition of souls into the game, it's very difficult to count these up. I don't know of a way I can just count them up instantly, and I don't feel like going through here and doing it myself, just like scrolling through. But there are 87 that are up here with souls, and then there's a whole big bunch of them down here at the bottom that are at 6-star +4, and then some down here at 5-star +4. I mean, they're spread out all over the account. So I don't want to give an inaccurate representation, but you can see how many legendaries there are, guys. 369 legendaries, which that is including +4 champions. If you look at mine, I have 276 legendaries with 1 + 4. I have less legendaries than him, even with all of his legendaries, even with majority of them at +4, a huge chunk of them at +4. Now, if you look at the mythicals, we have a +4 Siegfried, +3 Crixia, +2 Arbaeus, empowered Frolny. We have an Aphidus. Somehow I have 2 of him. I don't know what's the deal there. My account, as far as mythicals go, let's see, I have 4. And remember, this account, the player 129's account, hasn't been active for basically over a year at this point. My account has been active the entire time, and I have a few mythicals and a dupe of one who I don't even want the first copy of. Now, that is the champions. That we'll talk about the price a little bit more in a moment. Soul Stones is another massive money pit if you spend to buy. Now, I have about 10 at the most 6-star legendary souls. I don't think I even have that many. It's probably more like 7. But I had got most of them from the Soul Merchant, actually going for it or going in events and then just buying the 6-star one. Player 129's account over here for 6-star souls is more than 10 just on this second row. It's 13 right there. We have so many 6-star souls over there. Now, some of you may be looking at this thinking, this account is not a massive Kraken. There's much bigger Krakens now. Something you need to remember is that this account was super active in 2023. The player playing this account quit, came back mid-2024, opened up a lot of shards, got a lot more champions, and didn't get the champion he was actually going for. I believe it was a Narcisse, and as far as I'm aware, ends up just quitting the game. After that, he actually messages me and says, I got a gift for you. So this account will actually be played by me, which is a huge gift. I'm immensely thankful. It was honestly, I was speechless. It happened last Friday. I was beyond excited. But either way, we're going to jump into this some more and showcase the actual builds of these champions and the craziness of it. And I'm also going to drop a Hell Hades optimizer link down below in case you just want to see this. Now, it's not going to be a live updating link because I don't want people to see the builds all the time, because I may want to be competitive and do stuff with this account. And that's just going to kind of be messed up if I have it live updating. So for now, it's just going to be a static link. And in the future, if you want to stop by a stream or something, you can see some of the builds. But for now, it's just going to be a static link. Now, for the offer calculator, I'm going to calculate the resources in the account. But before I do that, and before we showcase the dungeons and stuff, let's get an idea of what maybe was spent, okay? If we do the math based on 2023 information, you're going to see that for a +4 champion, particular Lego, during a single champion chase with a 10x plus a 2x event, you're looking at about $7,500. Now, I know for a fact there was that much money, $7,000, $5,000, $4,000 spent in a day, multiple times. This account, definitely no stranger to high spend days. I mean, think about it. This account actually did have 83 days played. And if I estimated it before at $600,000, divided by 83, that's $7,000 per day. That $7,000 is what I would consider a whale if you spent it per year. This account is per day. Per day. I can't even fathom that amount of money, honestly, per day being spent on shards. And at that point, you're not getting the best deals. If you spent even $1,000 in a day, you've basically ran out all the good deals and you're just going to this gem shop. You're just getting the not so good deals. You're getting a lot of gems and you're probably converting them to things like energy, to things like ancient shards and similar stuff. Now, nowadays, you can probably purchase a bit more because they've opened up some of the stuff and they have more offers than before, I believe. But back then, especially, that was crazy. But for a particular +4 legendary, about $7,600, we have, check out how many newts we have. We have, it's 5. So in case you don't know, it takes 4 to put into 1. So you have the base copy, the 4 dupes, go into the 1. That's 5 newts. This account got those newts when he was relatively new, around his fusion, I believe. So we have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 newts. Open up the vault, we have 15 newts on this account. So just from that, we have 2 +4s, which is $15,000. If you wanted a particular one, that's just from that event. Now from a void legendary champion, +4 with all the rates boosted, best of luck assumed, $7,700 for a specific +4 void. Now voids are very difficult to get empowered. They only come from void shards, and to have 3 S-tier void legendaries +4 is, you're looking at probably say 10, 20, 30, $30,000 right there. There's a lot of money, especially back then, especially in that short period of time. Remember, this account only played for like 100 days overall. Now the login rewards are much further along, but the active period of the account was not very, we don't even have Cleopteryx yet. So the active period of this account wasn't over a super long period of time. Now, if we give an estimation of this account, I'd say $600,000, $700,000 is more than fair. But when you look at this account compared to other accounts, especially now, this account is going to seem as if it's dated. It's definitely, in some ways, yes, it is, because it doesn't have the mythicals that he would have had now if he whaled now. But it does have incredible champions. Also, I pulled a Finna like 2 days ago, which is pretty crazy as well for Trunda teams. But it has crazy meta champions that are still very used in the arena. And for live arena, it does pretty daggone good. Like, It's not too big of a deal. Granted, we're pretty low right now. I'm trying to push it up to get it more into a spot where it actually should be. So as far as this account and what it's spent, I'd say $600,000 is not unimaginable whatsoever. And I want to hear from you guys. What do you think this account has spent? Now, this is showcasing the champions, giving you an idea of the spend. I want to look at all the other resources. Actually, do we want to do some runs first, or do we want to look at the resources? I'm not for sure. I think I want to show you guys some builds, and then we'll jump into some runs. So the Sigfriend, I did change his build, but this is crazy. My Rotos, remember him? Remember my He-Man? Yeah, forget about him. This dude just smashes them all. I wish I could do some live arena to showcase how strong he is, but 414% crit damage, almost 10,000 attack, 247 speed, and 6-piece Merciless. And this account has not farmed very much Merciless. Like I said, it's been inactive for over a year. It has a revival path. You have to be inactive for a while to even get that going. So from there, let's check out a few of the other champions. Siphi, I don't know, just a casual 450 speed. The Airbeus, maybe he has only one good speed set. Nope, he has more. Another 449 speed champion. Shuzhen, where's she at? Oh, 441 speed. So she's speed 2 with both those champions. That's crazy. If I push 430 speed on my account, my next fastest champion maybe can hit 400. Those are the speed champions. The Harima, let's see what she looks like. Oh, 300 speed with crazy stats. Now, she's not in Stone Skin, which Stone Skin is definitely more meta. This account wasn't active during the time of the Hydra personal chests, so we didn't have nearly as many accessories. That's going to be fixed. I'm going to change that, and we're going to get these champions built into the more meta setups for sure. And stay tuned on the channel, guys, because I'm going to be playing this account a lot on the channel and doing some updates there. But we have a lot of builds to change, a lot of builds to adjust, and a lot of things to update and get it, new with the times. But the Mighty Uko I used during Siege, I don't know, just a close to 400 speed with a double roll banner. This could easily be 400 speed in a stun set on Mighty Uko. Crazy, crazy stuff there. Now, if we look at the resources in the account for champion training, this is where it's also crazy. 8,000. Okay, 7,000 plus of each brew, basically. The rank stuff, 1,900 4-star chickens, 300 5-star, almost 100 feasts, 46 barrels, a massive chunk of books. Let's see how much this would cost if you were just to purchase it, okay? So we're going to say we got, I don't know, for the rank stuff, let's do chickens, 4-star chickens. We'll go 1994. 5-star, we don't even care about the 3-star chickens. 327 5-star. We're going to go 99 feasts. For barrels, it was 46. For brews, we have, we'll say just 10, 15, 20, 25. Let's do like 28,000. It's going to be more than that, of course. Arena refills, we have none of that. For gems, we have 43,000. For voids, we have, I think, 180. For legendary tomes, it's 430. Somewhere around that, 407. And then for mythical, it's 38. So if you were to just purchase this, just from the shop, you say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna whale out today. I'm gonna buy all the resources on this account. Well, you'd be looking at about $7,000. Now, let's say you wanted at actually, sorry, $10,000. About $10,000 for this stuff. But let's say they gave it to you for $8,000. Would you purchase it? Well, it's an epic deal. According to the Hell Hades website, $8,000 for all this stuff is an epic deal. That is crazy. Just $8,000 plus just sitting on the account of resources that you can use whenever. Also, 2.2 billion silver. That silver alone is worth the world to me because I never have silver, and you probably don't either. Silver is something that, well, just doesn't come around very often. So let's say 2,000,000,000. That's going to add an extra $1,000 to this legendary deal. Okay, for $10,000 then. It's still an epic deal at $10,000. That is a massive potential CVC push there. And that's just this part. Of course, we have the shards, which not a ton of shards right now. We have 175, 60 ancients, have 2 remnants, which I will do later on. A little bit of souls, nothing crazy there. Nothing in the inbox. But as far as dungeons, guys, let's take a look at this, okay? So I haven't jumped in and adjusted many of the dungeon teams. I did build a stage 30 event dungeon team, which is not really special. It's just newts going in. I mean, it's It's fast. It's good. It could be faster if I used a Sulfurion. But I mean, this is consistent. It's never failed. I don't think it's ever failed. I don't really see a situation where it would fail. And we just got to flex the newts, right? We got the 2+4 ones wearing the Fire Knight skin, which is pretty cool. So a casual 12-second stage 30 event dungeon team. I was running this alongside my team on my account, which I thought was pretty good. And it takes like 2 minutes, a minute and a half. And this one was just like lapping it. So many runs done before mine finished 1, basically. So Ice Golem, stage 10. Let's see how this goes. Ice Golem, stage 10. I want to do a few more things, so I'm going to sit down. We're going to lower this desk real quick, take a seat, and see what all we have going on here. So slow lowering, and we are good to go. Now, I tried to do a few takes of this video because I wanted it to be right. So that's why I'm sitting down now. But we got 20 seconds on the Ice Golem. Pretty casual 20 seconds there, 23 seconds, which this team I could have on my account as well. Actually, I think I do have a very similar team on my account with a Ghostborn, Kymar, and Seer. It's going to be about 40 seconds. R-Tac is just the way to go. He's such an incredible champion for this. A +4 R-Tac, if you got it, use it. Why wouldn't you, right? +4 R-Tac is crazy, though. +4 6-star R-Tac at that. And we go ahead and finish it off at 45 seconds. There's the Ice Golem. For Dragon, this is what we have. Siegfried. Oh, this is some shenanigans I was trying. Is this actually going to work, though? No, it doesn't work. This was just something I threw in there. I was like, oh, I wonder if Siegfried can just wreck everything because he's a crazy, insane champion. Let's go to Dragon. That's not Dragon. Dragon is down here. Let's see how this one plays out. So we need some speed gear. I got a few seconds before I got to head out of the house. Well, let's go ahead and get a few of these runs done. Kymar resets, Ghostborn goes, Seer nukes, and then Stoutus does all the reflex. So he reflects all the poisons back to the dragon. Then the dragon kills everybody, which is the key thing here, and then continues just to reflect the damage back. Reflect all the debuffs. So then we have a 20-second dragon. Could we speed this up? Could we make some adjustments? Yeah, sure. But do I care about a 20-second dragon team? No, this is perfect. This is not an issue whatsoever. The Seer does need to be updated with some Slayer gear because Slayer set wasn't out when this account was active, I don't believe. If it was, he would have had it. So Dragon is done. Spider's Den. This is a team for Spider. We have Sulfurion, Double Acrizia, and Theodore. Hopefully we have no relentless procs so we can actually, get the full speed here. So 8-second Spider, 4 turns, not too bad. Finished out the Spider event pretty easily. And then we have the Fire Knight team, which I'll try to show you guys some of these builds, but the speeds here are very, very high. Like I'm talking, I think 361 on the Genzen, which is just insane. My account has a Fire Knight team that's actually pretty close to the time for this one. It's like a minute 15. It's still consistent as well. So there's definitely things that could be done now to make this even faster, I believe. But this team is just crazy. At the time when this team was made, this is like the fastest you're gonna get. This was the meta team for Fire Knight Stage 10 hard. Since then, we've had a few new champions come out who could probably push this to be a little bit faster, who definitely could, but nobody's gonna be upset with a sub 1 minute Fire Knight 10 hard team. We have Marius who could do better, possibly, or could be in this team maybe, or in a team that does it faster. We have Newt finishing off 50 seconds, GG's. The fastest time was 42 seconds. And then for Sand Devil, these are kind of crazy. The Sand Devil and Shogun teams are a little bit crazy. This team actually is relatively common. Well, I've seen it more often than you would think, especially for having 2 Newts into the team. So Newt 1 goes, Newt 2 goes, Kymar resets, Newt 3, and Newt 4, basically. So, easy team there. This is actually a relatively accessible, well, it's 1 free champion of Fusion, and then if you pull an extra copy of him, you can do this. I'm not going to say it's accessible, but I do see more players running that team than what you would think should be running that team for the champions that are involved. So now let's do Shogun one time. Newt plus Acrizia here. I actually have not ran this team yet. I just had no reason to do Shogun because they have no events for it ever. I wish they did, but they just don't. So the Shogun time is going to be right around 17 seconds. 17 seconds exactly. Super fast team. Super smooth. I don't see a situation where it fails. The best time is 11 seconds. So we finished out all the dungeons in the matter of what, like a minute or two. So now, if we looked at Faction Wars, well, I already cleared everything. Siegfried just solos a Sacred Order. Clan Boss already did all that. As far as the damage, don't really care about the damage here. But the damage being dealt is 117 million, full auto. We could go a lot more for sure. Hydra, I haven't ran my keys just yet, but we can get a lot of damage for Hydra in this account. We have the meta stuff, but we have to get some better relics because right now they're just not great. For Chimera, once again, new content, haven't fully optimized the team for this. Clears Doom Tower, clears Curse City, has great stuff for Siege as well. But if you want to see inside the account a little bit more, let's look at some of the other champion builds. We have Georgid, who's in Stone Skin. Like, man, these builds are just crazy. But honestly, the craziest thing to me is the amount of quad roll speeds that he has. Check this out. So we have one, actually, these are not even equipped. We have 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2. There's some more quad rolls that are not glyphed up that are just lurking around. Like right here's one. Right here's one. A defense flat. You can't even see the speed. My bad. Defense flat. Triple quad on the lifesteal weapon. Quad there. They just don't have very high glyphs, so they don't show up very high. 27 on the gloves. These are flat stack gloves, but if you get a quad roll, save that. No reason to sell it because you're just going for speed in that case. Quad roll resistance provoke chest plate. I mean, there's a lot of quad speeds. And if we look at the speed boosters, every one of them basically have a quad speed banner. Matter of fact, I think every faction has a quad speed or multiple quad speed banners. Let's go priority stat speed, equipped, hide set filters. Okay, Sylvan Watchers. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe there is no quad speed here, but we can definitely fix that problem. So Sylvan Watchers, nothing. Undead, there's one. Double roll, triple roll. One that's at the top and glyphed up. Barbarians, there's one. Okay. One on accuracy as well. Imagine an Odin in this. Oh my goodness, that'd be crazy. Multiple triples. We go into the next faction, High Elves. We have a quad there, triple there. No glyphs. There may be some more hiding around, so at least one, which is nice. One triple roll on the Supersonic. Triple. Okay, so one there. One quad in Demon Spawn. Some triples as well. Quad roll in Shadowkin. We're good to go there. Quad roll in Ogren Tribe. Quad roll in Sacred Order with Resistance. Another quad. And an awesome Siegfried banner. Of course, these are just spider accessories, so it could be improved down the road. We could get some better accessories on these people. Triple. No quad in Skinwalkers, it seems, which is okay. We have a double roll accuracy pinpoint piece, which I think I actually rolled that recently. Resistance quad, dwarves, nothing. But basically, you get the point. There's a lot of quad roll pieces in this account, quad roll speed specifically, which if you're not a raid player, basically that is a very, very, very rare find. And one of the rarest finds is actually a quad roll speed in a speed set. So let's see how many of that he has. We have none that are unequipped right now. We have 1, 2, two for sure. Maybe some more lurking that are not been glyphed up, that have not been glyphed up. So many triples. We have 2 quad roll speed set pieces. Now, with that said, as far as overall quad rolls, we have a quintuple right here. Quintuple speed, quad, and then some more quads just spread out throughout the account that maybe have not been glyphed up and such yet. But like I said, I keep reminding you guys of this, but the craziest thing is this is what was done in a very, very short period of time relatively to players that you're going to see nowadays as whales. This gear was collected in less than 100 days, essentially. Let's say 150 days at the max. 150 days, this player was able to go from, your Kale, your starter champions in campaign, to essentially having all the dungeon content done, but also having builds so strong that they were going to last for the next year and a half, and basically still be just as relevant. now the sets have changed and different sets have come into being meta that were not around during this time. Look at the Mikage, 300 speed. The Shuzin, we already saw her. The Trunda, oh my gosh, this is crazy. 430% crit damage. No relics yet. I actually have garbage relics on this account just overall, so that is going to be fixed. Also, the pinpoint gear is lacking because it was not playing during the pinpoint time. The only pinpoint gear is what I farmed, and it's very low right now. We're going to dump some more into that as events come out because I'm not going to be spending nearly what he did on this account. Of course, I mean, $600,000 estimated. I have no clue what it actually is, but I'm not spending that. So it's going to be far less spend, but I want to treat it the best I possibly can and get it competing as high as I possibly can. So I got a lot to learn. Looking forward to it. I want to share everything with you guys that I do learn. I think it's going to be an awesome jump for me and Raid to be able to experience this, because it is later game than my account, but it's still a lot of stuff that needs to be improved. Like Curse City, we have a lot of champions we still have to build out. Some of these rooms the champions are built for, and some of them we have champions who are not even ascended yet. So I mean, you guys probably understand, right? Whenever you get a +4 champion and you just don't ascend it, you're like, oh well, I'll ascend him later on, right? It's a pretty common thing. No, if I get a +4, I'm forcing him into some content, whether it makes sense or not. But either way, guys, that is an update for this account. Hope you guys enjoyed that. It's honestly crazy. The idea that this also is not the only person doing this. There's accounts that are way bigger than this one. Now, I do think this guy was probably the biggest, if not one of the biggest. Like, I'd say honestly, probably the biggest spender when he was playing in the game period. I mean, pushing $8,000, probably even $10,000 days. I was thinking that the Cthulhu level of spending, so like say there's Dolphin, Whale, Kraken, Cthulhu, if you just want to give like a loose breakdown of spending, say like a Dolphin spends maybe $100 a month, a Whale spends maybe $500 a month, a Kraken spends, I don't know, 1,000 plus a month. Well, then a Cthulhu's spending 10,000 plus a month. This dude was spending way more than that per month for sure, but he was spending Kraken levels per day. There's no other way to go about it. When you're 85 days in, if you spend even $300,000 over 85 days, you're looking at almost $4,000 per day being spent. And 85 days is what my other video was on. Now, this spin is much longer, but say you're even 300 days into the game and you spend 600,000. Well, that's 2,000 per day over that whole time. Oh my goodness, guys. It opens my eyes up to what's actually out there, because you don't see this every day, right? Like whether you're playing Raid, if you're playing a different game, you just don't see this kind of stuff every day. So seeing an anomaly like this, basically seeing a Lamborghini, which where I live, you don't see that at all. Some of you guys may live in a place where you see it all the time, but you don't see that. Now this account is basically like that to me. It's just something you don't see. And I'm honored and it's a privilege to have this account as mine now. So I'm super excited to actually get the most and showcase and treat it the best I can and showcase the most awesome stuff to you guys and share with you all some awesome builds and experiment with some new things as well. I mean, there's a ton of +4 champions, even at 6-star souls or even 5-star souls that I really want to showcase. And I would love to try out in live arena. There's a Jag Bonesaw somewhere around here who I've heard some interesting stuff about. I don't know where he's at. I can't find him. I can find his name like this. There is 2. I bet what happened though is he probably pulled the 5-star soul, put it on this one, and then pulled a 6-star soul and was like, oh crap, put it on the +1. Not a huge deal, but I don't know. I mean, I usually don't have the issue of empowering my +4 champion by accident to my +1, but either way, that's probably what happened here in case you're wondering. But getting this dude in some content would be cool. There's so many champions. If you guys want to see somebody showcase, just let me know. We have a lot of options. We're missing also a lot of the newer champions. So like Armons, there's no Armons here. Not a big deal. No Odin, no Thor. There's none of the no Athorion Wallmaster, none of him, which that's all okay. I mean, we got plenty to make do with, I guess, to struggle through with. Absolutely not. There's no struggling involved in this account. There's some champions who are not built, like the Lazarius. He's not built yet. I want to build him out. Androck is not really being used yet. Geralt could be switched into some Slayer stuff. Mezimel is not built. Frolny needs to be adjusted. Siegfried has been a beast for me though, honestly. Like let's do some content with him real quick. So the arena. We don't have live arena for a little while longer, which I will do some content with him in live arena. My arena defense is Siegfried plus Shuzin. Like, this is crazy insane. Let's go against a tanky team, okay? I want to show you guys what this does. Now, if I had 9-piece protection on Shuzin, it'd be even better because she would boost his damage even more. But check this out. Stone Skin on 3 champs. It doesn't even matter. Stone Skin? What Stone Skin? And those were relatively tanky champions as well. Drexstar, granted, may not have been the highest player build, level 91, but Kraken Roots plus 4 Siegfried just busts right through it like it wasn't even there. So against this player, much bigger account for sure. If there's, okay, well, no Stone Skin at all, not a big deal. Smack the Armon, smack everybody else. Of course, Galathier switches forms, does all this shenanigans. Doesn't matter though. We're just going to get rid of him. Now, we are, unfortunately, very low in the arena, a 3v3. We're in bronze 2 or something. So a lot of work to be done there. I bet you he just cracks the Galathier Stone Skin. Yeah, it would have killed him, but Galathier prevents his death. All right. He's not rezzing the champions, though. He's like, forget that. I ain't rezzing these people. They just abandoned me, so I'm not going to do no res for them. I mean, one mythical against this is wild to me. If I could push up into plat, I would do it. But this is cool stuff. I mean, seeing how crazy this plus 4 Siegfried is. He has to be one of the craziest champs. I have a 6-star soul on my OG account that I could use for Siegfried if I ever got a Siegfried. But I will probably be maining this account. I don't think there's a situation. I don't think anybody. Actually, you guys let me know. If you had an account like this, would you switch from your main, or would you still play your main account or your old main account, or would you swap? I'm actually interested in knowing that. I know some people are more attached to their account. I'm not super attached to mine personally. I'm more so for the content. I want the account that's going to give you the best content, the most interesting stuff. Nice may be the only champion who can actually deal with Siegfried so easily. I hate this champion. He's horrible to deal with. Such an OP, insane champ. I mean, just imagine counterattacking every time. This well-built Nice could one-shot me every single time he did that counterattack. Every champion, boom, counterattack, res. Okay, we're not going through this. I'm not going to go through this nonsense. Level 86. Oh, my goodness, guys. He just got wrecked. Now, let's see. Level 87. Okay, level 100. Oh, another Siegfried. Not going to go against him. It just doesn't make sense. He'll just pop his block damage and res everybody. Let's see. Can we go ahead and just smack Elva and then kill the Pythion? Well, we didn't actually kill the Pythion. I am slightly surprised about that. Because Pythion Pythion's a very tanky champion. But I'm still a little bit surprised because we do a lot of damage typically. It was a lot still, but not quite enough to actually kill a Pythion. So a Necrit team. Let's see how this one plays out. So we're going to go ahead and boost up, instant turn, and smack the Odin, and then kill everybody else. I think you get the point. Level 84. It's difficult to compare because it's really low, honestly. But even in Doom Tower waves, like on Sage 69, we're just going to go Siegfried here. Just throw him in and see what he does. Okay, so he does the A3, and then does the A2. Boom, smacks, and then wipes everybody. The Gaius, Nishak, whatever, not Nishak, El Gaius only survives because of his passive, deals with the Rhodos no problem. I mean, guys, this is honestly just crazy to me. It's crazy an account like this is around. And like I said, there's plenty of bigger Krakens now, but this was one of the biggest at the time. And when it comes to spend, the things that it has, outside of that, outside of just the champions, outside of the souls, the amount of effort that was put into the champion builds is equally as insane. This takes many hours, honestly, to put this many builds on champions, to optimize the dungeon runs. Yeah, you're purchasing tons of Savage gear, and he has tons more Savage gear just chilling in the gear storage. Like, tons of Savage gear here. That's actually really good stuff. But this takes so long to actually do. Matter of fact, I actually need to come in here and start doing some Sand Devil. Oh, 190,000 Sand Devil oil, which is crazy as well. I need to oil these pieces up and see what they actually give me, because these could be plenty more builds just waiting. So there we go. Probably do this during a CVC. Heck, maybe even push the 5 million CVC. We got enough books to do so. But not right now. For now, I'm just going to be working on getting the builds back online, getting them updated, getting them, tweaked and fleshed out, getting them back to functioning as they maybe once did. There we go. Triple roll, just a casual. I think the rates are boosted here or something, because that's pretty crazy. It's a casual triple roll speed. Now, it doesn't have crit rate on it, but it's still an okay piece. Maybe it's used for like a Curse City champion. Let's see what else. Okay, now yesterday I finished Siege. We were lucky and got a victory there, and got some good pieces. This is the very first time ever doing Siege, so all these pieces were just from yesterday. Quad roll attack percentage, maybe he's used. I did rework it because it was a quad roll something bad. Triple roll speed, another triple roll speed, so 2 triple roll speeds. The heck? Attack, which could actually go on like a Nishak or a bomb champion, and then an HP percentage, which is questionable. I just kept it because of the quad, but it could probably be sold, honestly. I'm not for sure who this could go on. Maybe it could go on a Commodus, but honestly, probably not. Everything else, though, you've seen it. We have a lot of stuff to upgrade. A lot of stuff to get cleansed, but also just a lot of really insane stuff. So, guys, an account like this, don't see it very often, but if you tune into more of my videos, you should be seeing it most of the time. So, best of luck in your shard pulls. Hope you get something crazy, guys. If you end up doing any shard pulls, thank you all for supporting the channel, for staying tuned. Big thank you to the owner of this account for gifting it to me and letting me play this. I hope to make some awesome content for you guys with it. Looking forward to playing it. And yeah, I just want to give you guys an update on what's going on. It was a highly requested video topic for basically the last 2 years. And I probably will be changing the name. Not for sure, but I probably will change it. You guys let me know what you think. I'll probably change it to something different. Well, probably my Taraku name. But you guys let me know your opinions. Either way, if you have any questions, let me know down below. I can try to clarify some stuff. I know there's probably a lot of players who are not raid players watching this video. And if so, just trust me, this account's crazy. You guys, hope you have a great rest of your week, rest of your weekend, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, all that kind of good stuff. And I love you all. I'll catch you in the next one.